Welcome back to Guitar Theory Modules. This is Module 37 and we're on page 104. This is going to be a very brief introduction to 7th chords, and then we're going to spend the next few modules exploring different types of 7th chords. As you learned in earlier modules, a triad consists of 3 notes, root, third, and fifth, stacked in thirds. A 7th chord contains 4 notes, a root, third, fifth, and seventh, also stacked in thirds. Your 7th chord notes are labeled R, 3, 5, and 7, or root, third, fifth, and seventh. The root is the note the chord is built on. The third is an interval of a third above the root. The fifth of the chord is an interval of a fifth above the root. Also, the fifth is an interval of a third above the third. And the 7th of the chord is an interval of a 7th above the root. And since we're stacking all these notes in thirds, the 7th is also an interval of a third above the 5th of the chord. You learned how to invert triads in Module 14. For triads, you have your root position with the root in the bass, your first inversion where your third is in the bass, and your second inversion where the fifth is in the bass. Because the 7th chord has one more note, the 7th chord has one more inversion, the third inversion. So let's take a look at these different inversions. Just like triads, your root position has your root as the lowest note of the chord. The lowest note of the chord is also called your bass. In first inversion, you take the root of the chord, raise it an octave so that the third is in the bass, or it's the lowest note. So when the third's in the bass, that chord is in first inversion. If you raise the root and the third an octave, leaving the fifth in the bass, or as the lowest note, then your 7th chord is in second inversion. And if you raise the root, third, and fifth an octave, leaving the 7th in the bass, or as the lowest note, then that 7th chord is in third inversion. And that was your very brief introduction to 7th chords. Over the next few modules, we'll explore different types of 7th chords. And just like we did with triads, in one module I'll show you a type of 7th chord. In the following module, I'll show you how to play arpeggios using that 7th chord. Don't forget to check out my book, Guitar Theory Modules. Of course, you can watch all these videos for free, but if you have a copy of Guitar Theory Modules, you'll have all this information in one place. It's going to be a lot easier to follow along, so I'll leave a link in the description. Next up is Module 38, where I'm going to show you the dominant 7th chord.